Guys, my name is Julius Wanjiro, and welcome to Vast Thrill podcast. And this is a space for young entrepreneurs who have failed and are ready to take up the broken pieces and stitch them together for a better future or for a successful one. And it's a safe space for young entrepreneurs. And the last video I did was I was talking about the backside of entrepreneurship, and I don't think I exhausted what I wanted to say or to bring out. And as much as there's a backside of entrepreneurship that we didn't get when we were starting up our entrepreneurial journey, there's even much deeper lesson when it comes to the backside of entrepreneurship. And at first, what we saw, even if it was not everything, even as we started our journey, we needed to get things right from the word go. And I also said that for the young entrepreneurs, most of us we really diss out our mentors, and we have that ego of us doing and beating our chest and getting things done. And we don't care about mentorship. We don't care about learning new skills. We don't care about listening to others. For young entrepreneurs, I don't think that's a skill most of us have, especially when we are starting up our entrepreneurial journey. And in every excellence, it requires something to be done. And whenever you see something that is successful, somebody somewhere did the right thing, or went with a step by step, or they understood that entrepreneurship is a journey, and sometimes there's ups and there's down. Sometimes there are lows and there are highs. And as a young entrepreneur who has failed in the first entrepreneur trial, I guess as much as there is a backside, there's also a way to get the backside of something right. You need to get it right, especially when you're starting up, or for the young entrepreneurs. You need to get the backside right, and backside is also the foundation of your journey. You need to take step by step. Sometimes, for the young entrepreneurs, we are jumping up and down. We're jumping side and side. We're jumping front and backwards. I don't know. For us young entrepreneurs, we didn't get the space of knowing, or we didn't get to know that as we grow, or as you grow, it calls for change. It calls for you changing how you're doing things and how you're running things, even in a personal way. And there's so many things that we didn't get right, or we didn't get to know when we were starting up our entrepreneurial journey. And that is the steps that there is the foundations. We didn't get how to build a strong foundation. We didn't get to know that there are boundaries when it comes to life. And not just in business, there are boundaries you need to observe, or you need to keep, even when it comes to entrepreneurial journey. And I remember when I was setting up my business, Invite Limited. the first step was fighting. I was a fighter, and I really fought, and I really did my best. I was alone, so I really fought for so many things. I did some saving, I did some startup things. I really fought for clients. I was a fighter, so I was fighting every time I was trying to do something. I was really fighting for it, and I was going the extra mile. I was armored to fight. I was armored to talk to people, to get customers. I was really a fighter for. Now I was fighting for my life, and I didn't get that. At one point, you need to relax, and at one point, you will grow. At one point, it will require a new you, a new, totally different, a transition that is totally different when it comes to growth. And I didn't get that. For me, even when I got employees, or when I got to the next step, and the next step after being a fighter is also is being a leader, because now you have people who can do whatever you are doing, and you need that transition. There is a transition now from you to other people, and now it calls for leadership than fighting, because you are used to being a fighter. You used to be armed, like you used to be armed at anything. I don't know how to explain this, but when you're a fighter, it is every time you're checking out everything. You're checking out for the best product, for the best quality. You're checking out for customers. You're checking out for new opportunities. You're checking out for actually even social thing. Like it's a currency when it comes to being social to people, or just in the society, being social to, you need that social thing. When you're a fighter, you're fighting for everything. You're fighting for attention. You're fighting for quality. You're fighting for rest. There is so much that goes on when you're starting up. And at one point, you need to learn things, and you need to learn the steps. When you bring up, when you go to the next step of having employees to do whatever you're doing, if it is quality, you've gotten it. If it is customers, you've gotten them. You need to bring up now your leadership qualities, and that calls for a new you. You need to keep out, or you need to keep down the fighter mode, because when something goes wrong, when you're a fighter, you don't reason. You don't sit down and reason. You just take up the things. You start doing things. You start that fighter mode. When it comes to leadership, you kind of cools it down, because also now you have new people. You have new systems to run, and that is where I didn't get it right. I got to the next step of being a leader, but I was still on the fighter mode. I could fight everything, even my partners. We could fight. We could really fight when it comes to decision making. We could really fight for nothing, even the smallest thing, even running things out. For salespeople, we didn't have a system. We didn't know now we are dealing with a group of people. We didn't know that now it is not the time to fight. It is time to lead. And also, we didn't also know that when it comes to leadership, you're learning and you're leading. And there is nothing that is so fucking difficult than you are at a space where you've never been. You're learning. Even you yourself, you're learning. You're the leader, but you're learning. and people are looking up on you, and sometimes you don't even know what to do, and sometimes you don't even know where to start. That is the most difficult part I really had. Because yes, I'm also learning. I have never been here. I have never had such kind of experience. And sometimes people will criticize you. Even your employees will criticize whatever you're trying to do. They won't empathize with you. They will actually criticize you because they can see you also don't know. And that is why I'm saying when it comes to entrepreneurship, there are steps. Sometimes you are a fighter and sometimes you are a leader. And leadership calls for a different mode. When you're fighting, you are fighting. And you need to know when you're fighting and what is worth fighting for. And when you are in a leadership mode, also you need to learn how to deal with things and to deal with people in different places, in different times. And also it calls for different qualities. You as a person or you as a leader, it calls for a different quality of you. Because sometimes when you are even afraid of doing something, you cannot go showing out there that I'm afraid. I'm also afraid. I also don't know what we are doing. Sometimes it calls for you to stand out like I know what we are doing. Even deep down, when you go down to your bedroom and you're crying out and you don't even know what to do, you need to show that courage. And that is where that was one weakest point I really had. We really let things out there. And the people who I was looking after, the employees that I was looking after, the employees that I was trusting, the partners that I was holding on to, those are the first people who criticized things. Those are the first people who, I don't want to call them the enemy as a friend, but it kind of applies. They were my enemies at that time, but they were my friends. And that is why I said, like, when it comes to leadership, it calls a new you. It calls new skills. And for the young entrepreneurs, when I was starting out, I didn't get that. I didn't get the difference. I just thought we were doing this, or I just thought things will just come out. Things will just come out well. I just thought vitu zitajipa. No. When it comes to being an entrepreneur, it calls for a different you. It calls for different levels. It calls for different character. It calls for a lot. And you need to really master the changes in everything that goes on in the business world or in entrepreneurship. So don't worry about the backside. Everything in life has its own backside, or everything in life has its backside. But as much as they have the backside, you also need to get the backside of everything. Or as you venture into entrepreneurship, you need to get the backside of it right. You need to know. You need to get the steps right. When you're starting out, that is a different you. When you're at the middle, that is a different you. When you're at the side, that is a different you. You need to master all round. You need to keep. I guess it's a emotion. You need really to be an emotionally intelligent person when it comes to entrepreneurship. Otherwise, as much as it has its backside, it also has the beauty part of it. And me, as a failed entrepreneur, I guess the The only thing right now I can do is as I'm starting out again. Right now, I know the steps, or I understand the different steps I need to take in life, and the different character I need to be when it comes to starting out again. And I'm wishing out every young entrepreneur, every young business people there out, I'm wishing you all the best. And go look for a mentor. Don't say you'll do it, you learn alone. Don't wait for that downfall. Don't wait for that mistake, because also you should learn that whenever you go back, it actually takes a lot of strength to wake up, and it takes a lot of time, strength to start again. But as we start again, or for the for the ones who have failed, don't also give up. We are going to win, because we've learned our lesson. We learned the hard way. So let's keep strong. Let's keep learning. Let's get mentors. Let's not do this alone. And we're gonna win. It's one day at a time. We keep on learning. We keep on building and getting stronger. Otherwise, I wish you all a successful journey and a successful entrepreneur journey as we start again. Let's start together. Let's keep learning and keep supporting your fellow young entrepreneur. Keep meeting young entrepreneurs. Keep that discussion hot for you to learn even more and more things. Otherwise, thank you so much for my fans. Let's keep doing this. And please, if you're new, subscribe, support. I know one day we'll look back and say, yeah, we came from somewhere. Thank you so much.